So I am 7 months pregnant and I am really wanting some sushi. And you know what? I'm gonna go eat some. So I know it's a little taboo. Most everywhere you see, if you're pregnant, it says you shouldn't eat sushi, don't eat sushi. And I decided to do some research and see if that really means no sushi at all. And you know what I found? It doesn't mean that. You can actually, there's a lot of sushi I can still eat. So I am very excited and I wanted to fill you guys in too on what I found. So just a little disclaimer, I'm obviously not a doctor, but I did a lot of research and this is what I found. But of course, talk to your doctor if you're not comfortable with it, but I'm just gonna let you know what I believe now. So most of all, they usually say don't eat sushi because, it's raw fish, and just like for the same reason that they would say non-pregnant people don't eat raw fish because it could contain parasites or bacteria. They say the same thing for pregnant women because we, especially when we're pregnant, our immune systems are a little bit weakened, so we're a little bit more susceptible to it. However, there's a lot of rolls that don't contain raw fish, for one. So a lot of veggie rolls you can eat, which I get a lot. And then also, there's so many tempura rolls and baked rolls where the fish has been cooked or baked or fried. And you can totally eat those because as long as they've been cooked, I think it was to a temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit, you're good. Now, another thing I found that I thought was really interesting was you can still eat some of the raw fish. They just say, most of all, they say that make sure it's been frozen first. So at first I thought that's not going to be very common because I always imagined sushi is supposed to be super fresh, never frozen or stored or anything. But then the more I researched, I found out that actually most fish is frozen when it gets transported to a sushi place. And that actually kills all the parasites and the bacteria and the worms. So if you go to a sushi place and you really want to get like a salmon roll, just ask and make sure that the salmon had been frozen previously. Another thing is just also make sure you don't order anything that's super high in mercury. That's just not good for anyone, regardless of whether you're pregnant or not. So for example, sushi with high levels of mercury. So just some, I'm not gonna name them all, but there's a lot of tuna, yellowtail, a lot of swordfish. Obviously, you hear a lot about swordfish being high in mercury, mackerel, albacore tuna, Spanish mackerel. So all of those are high in mercury. And I mean, to me, I always steered clear of these anyways even before I was pregnant, just because they are so high in mercury and that's just not good for you. So just don't order these sushi rolls, especially when you're pregnant, because you don't want all that mercury. And here is a list of the sushi that is low in mercury. So we have, conger eel, abalone, shrimp, clam, sandfish, scallop, salmon roe, crab, flatfish. And there's even some more on the back. We have trout, smelt egg, more salmon, more shrimp, octopus, shellfish, freshwater eel. So as you can see, there's a lot of options of fish that's low in mercury. So remember, you don't always just have to stick with the veggie rolls when you go to get sushi when you're pregnant, or the baked or the fried ones, because you don't want to eat a lot of fried stuff either because that's just not healthy for you. So you don't have to stick with all that. You can do some of the raw fish, just, maybe do it in moderation. And stick with the low mercury types, and also just double check that the fish has been frozen beforehand, and you should be fine. But again, this is a personal decision, so if you're not comfortable with it, you don't have to. You can stick with the more safe ones, the veggie rolls or the baked or the tempura, or if you might just not want to do any sushi at all. But I want sushi. So we are on our way and we are gonna go get some sushi right now. All right, here we are at Nico Nico Sushi, our favorite sushi place. So excited. All right, so here's the menu, and this one's kind of nice because they have everything in green is vegetarian, so I can easily pick out the veggie rolls I want to stick with. And then they also have anything that's deep fried, so obviously I could get that if I wanted to. Don't really feel like going the deep fried route. But there's so many that are baked, and then, like I said, there's a lot of ones that have salmon in it, or some of those other low mercury fish that would be totally fine for me to eat. And I know this place definitely freezes the fish beforehand, so I would feel very comfortable eating one of these rolls, any of them actually. And if you ever go to a sushi place, there's always usually other things you can get too. So you can always get like the salads, edamame. It's always great. So we are doing Brian's favorite thing right now, eating sushi. It's really quite amazing how much sushi he could put away. It's a real treat if you ever get the chance to see him at an all-you-can-eat sushi place. It's really quite impressive. This is so delicious. I'm so glad I did my research on sushi. Also, I love wasabi. I don't know about you guys, but I have to put a ton of wasabi on my sushi. I always end up having to ask for extra. We are home now. Well, I am home. Brian had to go run a few errands, and the sushi was totally worth the incredibly long wait, but it was worth it, worth every second. And so I just want to say thank you for watching, and let us know your thoughts. What do you think about eating sushi when pregnant? I'm always curious to see what other women do in their pregnancy. If you've kind of gone and had some of the raw rolls, or if you stick to veggie rolls or baked or fried, or if you just steer clear of sushi completely when you're pregnant. Just curious to see what other women are doing out there. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.